Well, it's that time of week again. You're looking for someone, and you're digging deep on that waiver wire. Some gems this week, starting with LeGarrette Blount.
You know, there are a lot of gems this week, and it's mostly because people, I think, were largely asleep at the wheel last week. A bunch of guys that we recommended over the past 1 and 2 weeks have all blown up, and they're still not being rostered nearly enough. LeGarrette Blount, he's on rosters in less than half of the leagues, and now that he's back with the Patriots, wow, things changed quickly. In an ironic turn, LeGarrette Blount was the benefactor for somebody else's bad behavior. Jonas Gray didn't get a single touch last week. Blount led the team with 12 carries, 2 scores, and a 6.5 yard per carry average. Like it's a Bill Belichick offense, though, so nobody knows what he's got up his sleeve on a week-to-week basis, but Blount looks like the best back to own out of the whole group, at least at the moment. A different Patriots back has led the team in touches and yardage in 3 straight games, so keep that in mind. And no back has done it in back-to-back games since the Stephen Ridley injury. So, look, you know, for Blount, there's still plenty of risk here, but I think this is a great opportunity for him, and I would be aggressive. He led the Patriots down the stretch last season, running very effectively. He may very well do it again here. I think I'd be aggressive. I would, at this point, especially this late in the season, I'd bid up to half of your balance to go get him.
If you paid attention last week, Latavius Murray was a guy to pick up. He had limited work left with that concussion, but 4 carries, not too bad. Found the end zone twice.
Yeah, 2 straight weeks, actually, we've talked about him. This is the 3rd straight week we're going to advocate starting and picking up Latavius Murray. Of course, now it's a lot more obvious after he blew up on national television last Thursday. But he suffered a concussion in that game, but not before he turned 4 carries into 112 yards and 2 scores, including the 90-yarder. With 10 game days off between games, though, I'm optimistic he's going to be cleared to play this week, and I can't imagine he won't see a lot of work based on the ridiculous output he's given the Raiders the last 2 weeks. Now, granted, he's injury prone, but when healthy, he's got a rare combination of explosiveness and power. I think you'd be aggressive on Murray here, too. I'd bid up to 50% of your cap.
That New Orleans Saints wide receiver core banged up.
Yeah.
Kenny Stills, still a guy there for the taking in a lot of leagues.
You know, I figured Kenny Stills would be gone in most leagues, and I wasn't even going to talk about him, but then I looked him up, and he's only rostered in 15% of ESPN leagues. The guy's asleep at the wheel. We got to go get Kenny Stills. That's not going to be the case for long here. On national television Monday night, he caught 8 balls for 98 yards, and he demonstrated a lot of the much-needed speed that the Saints need in their receiver group. So I think he's a guy, again, that you can go and be pretty aggressive on in a Drew Brees-led offense. I'd bid up to 20% of your cap.
Running back's hard to come by this time of year, but maybe an opportunity in Indy with Dan Herron.
It is a good opportunity with Dan Herron. Ahmad Bradshaw's done for the year. The next man up is Dan Herron, and you knew he'd get some use last week, but a lot of us, including me, surprised that he was named the starter over Trent Richardson. So it looks like Richardson's role is going to be almost totally unchanged with Bradshaw out. That means Herron's going to get a lot of the same work that Bradshaw was getting, and that includes Bradshaw's action in the passing game. Last week, Herron outperformed Richardson in rushing yards, yards per carry, receptions, and receiving yards. Richardson did get the goal line touchdown, though, but that could change. I mean, Herron's got the body type to be effective at the stripe as well. Another guy that you can go get and be aggressive on if he's available. I think you bid 25% of your cap for him.
All right, another guy that's been on your sleeper list of the year and has been a ranked receiver at fantasyvictory.com, still available in some leagues, Jarvis Landry.
Jarvis Landry, the Dolphins slot receiver, has scored in 3 of the past 4 games. We love that. And he's clearly eclipsed Brian Hartline as the team's second receiving option. He's not much of a yardage guy, having eclipsed 53 yards just once, and 53 isn't that much. But his nose for the end zone is undeniable. Next week, he faces the Jets, the team that has allowed the most passing touchdowns. I would bid, say, 10% of your cap for him.
Great.
All right.
There are 8 of Charch's players to claim this week at fantasyvictory.com, including a quarterback coming off a great week that he's been talking about all year long.